It's been a while since I made an update video, and some stuff has happened in my life, so I figured it was time to make an update video. If you are new to the channel, I am Mason Ellis, and I am a C5 through C7 complete quadriplegic. I make videos to help you live life just like you would have able-bodied. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. This update is for July of 2023. Let me know down in the comments what you have been doing. Now to the updates. I've been selling some stuff on eBay that I no longer need, such as our old computer and old monitor that we had in the living room, and just some other tech products that I don't use anymore. And I did get screwed on one of them, but I think it's partially getting fixed. Someone bought Google Pixel buds, like earbud things, and they bought them. I turned on international shipping, and they bought them, and they lived in Mexico, and I shipped it. Everything was fine until it got to the post office in Mexico. Ever since, it hasn't been updated or anything, so I contacted eBay, and they wanted me to reach out to the Mexican post office. I can't speak Spanish, so I used their email, and I used Google Translate, and it has been very difficult to try and understand what they're saying, even with Google Translate, but I think they're returning the Pixel Buds package back to me, which is the seller. And what caused the problem is that the buyer put an invalid address whenever they bought it, so that's what I shipped it to, and apparently it's invalid. But hopefully I learned my lesson and I turned off international shipping, even though this issue could occur even within the United States. I had some maintenance done on my Permobil F5 vertical standing wheelchair. They put in some new batteries. I got new armrest pads. Even though they are different, they're actually longer. I'm not sure how much, like 2 or 3 inches, maybe an inch or two longer, but it did take a little bit getting used to because I always put my arms back here when I'm standing up, and it was difficult to get used to. I got an extra cushion cover, but that didn't pan out too good because the actual cushion cover was missing like a foam piece that my current one has. So that is on its way. They tried to fix the board to fix my lights on my switch, because when I would turn off my wheelchair, the lights above the switches would stay on, and it worked for like a week, but now it's back to how it was. Like, I'd say half the time I turn off my wheelchair, the lights on the board by the switches stay on. I'm also getting a new cover pad thing that goes over the chest bar for whenever I stand in my wheelchair, and that's on its way. And I'm also waiting on parts for my Tie-Lite manual wheelchair, and I plan to hopefully use it more because these parts will allow me to use it more independently, such as new tires and a new locking system for the wheels that I can actually put on and take off the wheels a lot easier, bigger casters and stuff like that. So I plan to do a video about that. I actually got interviewed by a news station out of Terre Haute, and they featured my story on the news, which was pretty cool. If you want to watch it, I will have a link down in the comments below and also in the description of the video. And I was interviewed by Kit Hanley, and she was asking me questions and stuff, and she interviewed me for what seemed like a long time, probably an hour or so, but they only featured like 5 minutes on this news station. The most important part they did include in the news interview that they showed, so it's pretty cool. I've been to a few concerts. The first one I went to this year was on April 1st. I went to the Luke Combs World Tour, and Luke Combs is my favorite artist, and it was at the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. They had Luke Combs, Riley Green, Lainey Wilson, and Flatland Cavalry, and that was the first stadium concert I'd ever been to. And it's just crazy how somebody can like pretty much sell a whole stadium just for people to listen to their music, but it was really awesome. I went to the NRA Convention in Indianapolis, and I'm actually a lifetime member of the NRA, and I got to meet Hickok 45 and his son John. Hickok 45 is a guy that makes gun videos on YouTube, and he has a few million subscribers and lots of views. And his son John has videos of his own, but he's the main camera guy for Hickok 45 videos, so that was pretty cool. And they're both way taller than me. I'm like 6'2" or 6'3" probably, and they're like over 6'5". His son's a few inches taller than him. So it was really cool to meet them in person, and they were pretty much just like they were in the videos, so that was cool. I finished the spring 2023 semester of college, and the classes I took were Principles of Human Resource Management, and I got a 95% on that. And the other class was Vulnerability Assessment, and I got 100% on that. These were the last classes that I had to take. So now I am done with college. I got my bachelor's degree in information technology from Vincennes University. I took all my classes online, besides the couple of classes that I took before my injury whenever I was still in high school. I graduated summa cum laude, which means I had over a 3.9 GPA. After I graduated, my parents and I went on vacation to Tennessee. We went to Pigeon Forge, and that was a really cool experience. I've been there several times, but I actually got the nerve to take a helicopter tour, which I actually made a video on this YouTube channel. And then on our way back, we stopped at Nashville and went to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and we also went to the Grand Ole Opry and saw Josh Turner, which was like the 10th or 20th anniversary of Long Black Train. Can't believe it, that song's been out that long. And Ashley McBryde and a few others that were on there. So that whole vacation experience is on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it. Another concert that I went to was the Brad Paisley concert, and it was Indianapolis at the TCU Amphitheater, I believe is what it's called, and it's right by the White River. The people that played were Brad Paisley, Russell Dickerson, and Jackson Dean. Another concert that I went to was the Hank Williams Jr. concert, and it was at the Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center in Noblesville, Indiana. And the people that played were Hank Williams Jr. and Old Crow Medicine Show. Considering Hank Williams Jr. is like 70-some years old, he did pretty good, and he actually didn't show up, or didn't appear to be drunk, and showed up for the shows. It was really cool to see the song A Country Boy Can Survive by Hank Williams Jr. played live, because whenever I had my accident and got injured, my friends made shirts to sell to raise money for medical bills and stuff, and they had on the shirt Country Boys Can Survive, so that was really cool. Another concert I went to was the Gary Allan concert, and it was in Terre Haute at the Mill, which I had never been to, and the people that played were Mark McKay, Dylan Wolfe, and Abby Scott, and obviously Gary Allan. I think Gary Allan is underrated because I really like Gary Allan's music, but he doesn't seem to be all that popular. I was dealing with a UTI recently, and I was taking D-Manos and cranberry pills, and my urologist wanted me to take an antibiotic, and so I did that for like a week and still was having issues. Really the only symptoms were I was leaking, and I didn't feel good for a few days, but mainly I was leaking, which is very frustrating because I always think whenever I leak I have a UTI, but it was really difficult to figure out what was causing the leakage. But we assumed it was UTI, so that's why we did all that stuff. But it could be caused by UTI. The medication that I take for my bladder is Myrbetriq. It prevents muscle spasms and relaxes the bladder and stuff, so I didn't know if that stopped working, which it has in the past, or if I used to take Botox injections into the bladder. We didn't know if that stopped working, even though it didn't seem to work last time when I got them. And there's just so many variables. but I started taking antibiotics, like I said, and I did that for a week, and then still having issues, so he had me do these antibiotic injections, and I got 4 of those actually into my body. They did it like on the backside under my waist, kinda, or that's where they were supposed to do. I think they did it more or less at my waist, but I couldn't feel that, so that was good. But even after that, I was still having the issues, and he wanted me to take Cipro after that, and I just couldn't get myself to do it, because if you don't know, the side effects of Cipro antibiotic is really bad. Cipro is short for ciprofloxacin, and it's a type of antibiotic, but it has really bad side effects such as tearing your tendons and stuff, and it has caused really bad issues for people that have taken it, so I didn't want to take that. If I did end up taking it, it was going to be as a last resort, and so I ordered some stuff called Comfort Teas online, which I have heard about in the spinal cord injury community, and this tea has special ingredients in it. It's all natural ingredients, and this tea is supposed to help prevent and more than likely cure urinary tract infections. So I got that. Comfort Teas is just tea bags, and you make your tea like normal tea, and then you drink it. And after drinking that for like 3 days, my symptoms of leaking and stuff with my UTI cleared up. So I was really glad that I found that stuff and tried it. I've known about it for a while, but I just never could get the urge to, order some. But I'm telling you that it works, and I am going to try that first from now on instead of going to medications. I've uploaded a couple of new videos recently. One of them was pumping gas, showing how I pump gas and fill up my gas tank in my van independently, and the other video was my computer and desk setup, which is where I record my videos. So check out those videos and let me know what you think. I've been having issues with my new Pixel 7a phone, which I ordered like 5 minutes after they came out a while back, and the issues were whenever I was unlocking the phone, I could use the fingerprint, but it would work like maybe 25% of the time the first time that I actually used the finger on the fingerprint sensor. So then I decided to use the pattern which I used on my previous Pixel phone, and the pattern would only work sometimes, and then other times whenever I would do the line for the pattern, it would disconnect, and it seemed to disconnect whenever my finger got right over the fingerprint sensor. So I turned off the pattern and went to the 4-digit pin, and let's say my pin was 1 2 3 4. It got to where I would do 1 2 3 4, and it would put each digit between 1 and 4 times. So you could have anywhere from 1 0 up to 4 zeros, and all the way, any of the numbers you use, it would put multiple in there. So that was very frustrating, and I was messaging Google support and called them and stuff, and I finally got somebody that seemed to know what they were doing or had some clout or something, but they actually shipped me a new Pixel 7a, and I just got that set up a few minutes ago, and I'm going to send my old one back. I asked Google if anybody else was having the issue that I was, and of course nobody was, so I'm hoping this issue doesn't happen with my new phone. And the last update for this video is I have some exciting things planned for the future of my content, and I recently bought a website domain, so I'm going to set up a website and a lot of other cool, exciting stuff that should affect you, and I do plan on making a video explaining what I have planned, so stay tuned. So that's what's been going on in my life. Let me know down in the comments what you have been up to, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope you watch another one of my videos.